The studio lights blazed down on the set of The View, where the usual lively chatter was about to take an unprecedented turn. Denzel Washington, the acclaimed actor known for his commanding presence and nuanced performances, had been invited as a guest to discuss his latest film, a gritty drama exploring themes of justice and redemption. The audience buzzed with anticipation, their applause thunderous as he walked onto the stage, exuding charisma in a tailored suit. Joy Behar, the outspoken co-host, greeted him warmly at first, her smile wide but her eyes sharp, ready to steer the conversation into provocative territory. The other hosts, Whoopi Goldberg, Sarah Haynes, and Sonny Hostin, settled in, expecting a spirited but civil exchange. Denzel, ever the professional, answered initial questions about his film with eloquence, weaving in anecdotes about his craft and the importance of storytelling in addressing societal issues. But the atmosphere shifted when Joy pivoted to a hot-button political topic, one she knew would spark debate. She leaned forward, her tone pointed, and asked Denzel about his stance on a recent controversial policy, implying he had been too silent on the matter. The audience sensed the tension, their murmurs growing as Denzel's jaw tightened. He responded measuredly, emphasizing his belief in unity over division, but Joy pressed harder, accusing him of dodging the issue with Hollywood. Platitudes! The crowd gasped as her words landed like a jab. Denzel, never one to back down, leaned in, his voice steady but firm, countering that oversimplified narratives, like the one Joy was pushing, did more harm than good. The exchange escalated quickly, with Joy doubling down, her voice rising as she challenged his authenticity. The other hosts tried to intervene, but the clash was unstoppable. Denzel, his patience fraying, stood up, his presence towering, and declared he wouldn't be boxed into someone else's agenda. The audience erupted, some cheering, others stunned, as he walked off the set, leaving Joy red-faced and the producers scrambling. Backstage, the crew whispered about the unprecedented exit. While social media exploded with clips of the altercation, fans and critics alike dissecting every word, the moment became a cultural flashpoint, with debates raging over whether Denzel's walkout was a stand for principle or an overreaction, and whether Joy's provocation was journalistic courage or reckless baiting. In the aftermath, the incident dominated headlines, with pundits and fans taking sides in a polarized frenzy. Denzel, retreating to his Manhattan hotel, fielded calls from his team, who urged him to address the fallout. He chose silence for the moment, reflecting on how the exchange had spiraled. He'd come to The View expecting a discussion about art, not a political ambush, and Joy's insistence on framing him as evasive had struck a nerve. He knew his walkout would be spun. Some would call it petulant, others a bold refusal to be misrepresented. Meanwhile, at the View studios, Joy faced her own reckoning. Her co-hosts, during a tense post-show meeting, questioned her aggressive approach, with Whoopi pointedly noting that pushing guests into corners rarely ended well. Joy defended herself, arguing that tough questions were her job. But privately, she wondered if she'd crossed a line. The network issued a vague statement about passionate discussions and invited Denzel back, an offer his team politely declined. Online, the X platform buzzed with memes, hot takes, and hashtags like Denzel vs. Joy and The View Showdown, with some praising Denzel's dignity and others accusing him of fragility. The incident sparked broader conversations about celebrity interviews, media sensationalism, and the pressure on public figures to align with divisive narratives. Denzel, in a rare interview days later, spoke calmly about the need for mutual respect and dialogue, refusing to vilify Joy but standing by his exit. Joy, on the next episode, addressed the controversy with a half apology, acknowledging her tone but insisting she'd do it again for the sake of truth. The audience remained split, with some viewers boycotting the show and others tuning in for more drama. For Denzel, the episode was a reminder of the tightrope public figures walk in an era of soundbites and outrage. For Joy, it was a lesson in the limits of provocation. The clash, though fleeting, left an indelible mark, fueling debates about discourse in a fractured world, with neither side fully claiming victory.